morning, everybody.
Oh, there you are. I wanted to tell you what a wonderful evening I had last night. I wanted to thank Steve and Audrey for it.
Oh, no, we were glad to have you, really. We should be thanking you. I think you talking to Ed Newell like that really helped.
Really? I hope so. It's hard to know what to say in situations like that.
Well, I think you said just the right things. As a matter of fact, when I was listening to you talk, something clicked in me, and I'd like to talk to you about it.
Okay, about Mr. Newell, you mean?
No, about his wife's death. I suddenly remembered something. So if you have the time, I'd like you to hear it.
Hey, I'll make time. Listen, can we get coffee? I have this terrible, habit.
Habit?
I'm never really awake until my third cup. Can we do that?
No, we're already...
Where am I, darling? I'm right here.
No, I didn't know what to think. I was so scared I woke up and you weren't there.
No, come on, honey. Come on. See, there's nothing to be scared about. I'm right here, see? So why don't you just calm down?
I can't calm down. I am still frightened about my sister.
Well, why, baby? I mean, what brought this on now?
I heard what David told you about Luke.
Laura, just what did you hear?
David said that he had taken care of Luke. Don't you see? Both Luke and Jackie are looking for me.
So?
So? If he's taken care of Luke, he could have done the same thing to Jackie. Jackie could be dead.
Jasper. Jasper. All right, Spencer. If this works, could end up with Laura. If it doesn't, could end up dead.
Okay. You said you had, something to tell me about Mrs. Newell. Shoot.
I do. But first I want you to promise me that you will not get upset.
Moi? Me get upset? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Unflappable Dr. Drake, they used to call me in med school. Cool as a cucumber.
Understand that I realize in a hospital this size that some patients just don't make it. When that happens, we regret it, and it's unfortunate. But our first obligation is to make sure that our patients make a full recovery.
Right.
But listening to you talk last night to Mr. Newell, something started me thinking, something you said.
Okay, what did I say?
You mentioned anticoagulants.
Well, that's standard pre-surgery medicine for someone with her history anyway.
I know, and they were ordered for Frances Newell. I checked the drug list administered to her, and the anticoagulant was on the list.
Okay, what's the problem?
I checked the list after she died, Noah. I did look at the list before her surgery. And when I looked at the drug list before her surgery, I could swear there was no anticoagulant drug listed.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
I know it doesn't make any sense. Which is why when I saw the anticoagulant listed, something started bothering me. And hearing you talk last night started making sense. Noah, I am positive there was no anticoagulant drug listed before she went into surgery.
It's impossible. If a drug is administered, it's listed.
That's just my point. Maybe the drug was never given.
You said yourself you saw it listed.
I saw it listed after she died, not before.
Get to the point. What are you suggesting here?
I am not suggesting anything, Noah. I am saying that I think that that somebody added the anticoagulant drug on that list after she died.
She wasn't given the drug before surgery.
She was not.
Man, I don't... Look. Mrs. Newell died, and that's very unfortunate. Believe me, her death had nothing to do with drugs. I don't know why you are bringing this back up again.
Because I will not remain silent when I think that something wrong has been done. That's why.
There was no wrong done here. There was no wrong done. You're basing this whole thing on a quirk of memory, that some drug that you saw on the list after surgery was maybe not on the list before surgery. You ever think you might be wrong?
No, I know I'm not.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I swear you're stirring up this whole hornet's nest based on your memory.
No,
You were wrong before. Don't forget. Don't forget when you did it. You were wrong.
Shall I just ignore it? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes. Yeah, just ignore it. Just drop it. Forget the whole thing. And excuse me. I have work to do.
Yes. My name is Luke Spencer. I'm calling about a charter flight that you have scheduled leaving for Europe this morning.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you, Mr. Spencer?
Well, I realize that it's the last minute, but by any chance, do you have any seats left available on that flight?
As a matter of fact, sir, you're in luck. We had a few cancellations, and we have some seats left. Do you want to reserve one?
Yes. Yes, I do. I'd like to ask a couple of questions first. Do you have the manifest handy? Because I'd like to know if a friend of mine is ticketed on that charter.
Mr. Spencer, that charter is boarding very soon. If you want to make the flight, I suggest you get out here to the airport and save your questions for later.
Look, I understand that, but there's one thing that I have to do first, so how much time do I have?
Well, as it happens, Mr. Spencer, the co-pilot assigned to that charter is right here at my counter. Why don't you talk to him directly?
Yes, may I help you?
Yeah, I hope so. Look, I just reserved a seat on your charter flight to Europe this morning, but I have to make an errand first before I come to the airport. I'm wondering how much time do I have?
How long will it take you to get here?
Let's see. I'd say about a half. No, we better say about an hour. Is that okay?
That's cutting it close, Mr. Spencer. Mr. Spencer, is it?
That's right, Luke Spencer.
Let's put it this way, Mr. Spencer. If you're certain you can get here in an hour, I'll hold the plane for you.
Well, thank you. That's very accommodating of you.
Thank you, Mr. Spencer.
Honey, believe me, you are getting upset about nothing.
It is not nothing. I overheard that David said he'd taken care of Luke. Now, something awful could have happened to my sister.
Darling, now look, just listen to me for a minute. In the first place, David did not do anything to Luke. You probably just misunderstood him.
No, but
Laura, please, let me finish. Now, you can't believe that I would do anything or be involved in any project that would hurt your sister. I know how much you love her, Laura, and I wouldn't let David or anybody else hurt her.
But don't you see, you are not in control here. He is.
Laura, but David needs me. Look, he can't pull off this project without me. Now, he knows how I feel about you and your sister because she means so much to you. Baby, don't you see? David cannot touch Jackie because if he did, he would lose me.
Right, but if he's done something to Luke, then he could have done something terrible to Jackie and not even told you.
Laura, for the last time, David did not do anything to Luke Spencer.
Now, wait a minute, Mel. I did not hear things. He specifically said, I have taken care of Luke. Now, just what does that mean?
Hey, Jesse, any messages for me?
Oh, yes, no, I have quite a few for you. Jesse, I have a favor to ask.
No?
Yes, you wouldn't happen to have the nurse's duty roster from the day that Mrs. Newell had her surgery?
I think so, yes. It should be. Is there any special reason you want that?
Well, yes, there is, but I really can't go into it right now. Do you have it?
Let me see.
Here you go.
Thank you.
I'd like that returned, though, please.
Yes, it will be. I promise.
Yeah.
Look here, everybody. Look who's back on the job.
Hi, Ruby.
Well.
Did you get back at work so soon?
Oh, I shouldn't. I am. Dr. Bradshaw gave me an absolutely clean bill of health.
Well, just the same, you take it easy. Don't overdo it.
I don't think I could. After all those weeks of lying in bed, it would be impossible. I'm so grateful to have a job to come back to, thanks to Dr. Hart.
Oh, no, Ruby. You know you'll always have a job here, but you take his advice and you take it easy for a while.
Oh, I will. But I've never felt better in my life, thanks to good doctors and 2 other people.
I think I know who you mean.
My family. Luke and Bobby. Couldn't have made it without them.
I'll be with you in a minute. And remember, clean it with steel wool. Interested in the bayonet?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might be.
Those are genuine government issue, made of the strongest tempered steel.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, I'll take it.
I'm sure you'll find a lot of uses for it.
I might.
Anything else I can show you?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there is, but it's kind of a special item, and I've never bought one before, so I'm going to need your help.
Oh.
Mel, please. Why won't you be honest with me? I keep asking you questions, and all you can say to me is not to worry.
All right, Laura. Let's get one thing straight for once and for all, okay? Do you love me or don't you?
Of course I love you, Mel. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. That's a stupid question.
All right, you love me. Do you know that a big part about love is trust? Now, you have been asking me questions one after the other, and I've told you as much as I can tell. Now, if you really do love me, Laura, you'll just have to have some faith in me.
Mel, I do have faith in you, but I can't help but worry. Now, what happened to Jackie?
I already told you nothing happened, Laura, and nothing will.
You're just not going to tell me, are you?
Baby, I can't.
Then you leave me no choice. I'll just ask David.
Laura, are you out of your mind? Now, David is already very disturbed because you are involved in this project. Now, if you start bugging him with questions now, there is no telling what he is going to do.
Oh, really? Well, you said there's nothing to fear about David, Mel. You can't have it both ways.
Laura, please. Now, try and be reasonable.
I can't be reasonable, not where Jackie's concerned.
I swear, I don't know why you are so upset. Jackie is all right.
She is not all right. She's missing.
What in the world would make you think of that, Laura?
I don't think it. I know it.
All right. Laura, there is something that you are not telling me. Now, what is it?
You know when you called here yesterday?
Of course I remember. You said you were sleeping.
Well, I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't here.
What?
I was looking for my sister.
You mean you left here? You went out alone?
I had to.
All right, all right. Just tell me exactly what you did, Laura, and don't leave anything out.
First, I went to the Croydon Hotel.
Did anyone see you?
No, just the clerk behind the desk. And he said that Jackie wasn't even there that night. That made me more worried than ever, so then I went to Spencer's yacht.
Oh, no. Laura, how could you?
I had to find her.
Did you?
No. She wasn't there, only workmen. And one of the workmen told me that Luke and his friends, including Jackie, they've all just disappeared.
Baby, what am I going to do with you? You can't be trusted.
I can't be trusted. You are the one who won't even tell me what's happened with my own sister and Luke.
Look, how many times have I say it? Nothing has happened.
Then where is she? And don't tell me that there's nothing to worry about.
Laura, you've got to believe me. Any way you see it, you have no choice.
Oh, no? That's where you're so wrong now. Because I do have a choice, and I'm going to use it.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to go over to David Gray, and I'm going to confront him and have him tell me exactly what's happened to Luke and Jackie.
Will there be anything else? I've got a great buy on tents, and there's a new shipment of trenching tools.
No, thanks. This will do it. Oh, wait. No, there is one more thing that I need.
You name it, I got it.
Okay. I need a roll of adhesive tape.
1 inch or 2?
What the hell? Shoot the works. I'll take the 2-inch.
It's on the house for a good customer like you.
Oh, thanks.
Anytime you need something, you know where to come.
Yeah, I think I do. Thanks a lot.
Arlene? Oh. Hi, I was going to try to find you later. Listen, I noticed you on the duty roster the day that Mrs. Newell had her surgery. She was Dr. Bradshaw's patient?
Oh, yeah, I remember. She expired, didn't she?
Yes, she did shortly after surgery in ICU. Listen, I was wondering, do you remember administering any anticoagulant drug to her before surgery?
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm sure I didn't. Oh? Well, you see, Nora was working that side of the hall, I remember. And I didn't really have any contact with Mrs. Newell at all that day.
But Nora did.
Well, I assume so, Annie. Why?
No reason, really. Thank you very much, okay? Rick? Can I join you?
Oh, of course, Gail. Please, sit down.
You, looked a little preoccupied there.
Yeah, I guess I am.
I think I know the reason. I heard you had a little run-in with Scotty.
Another one, yes, and I seem to come up with the same inconclusive results.
I know it's par for the course with Scotty these days. Lee and I are just exhausted trying to figure him out. I mean, one minute, you know, he's got us convinced. He's making this real effort, working hard, trying to be the son that Lee was always so proud of. And then in the next minute, he's cut us off right at the knees.
I know.
Look, Rick, for whatever it's worth, I am really sorry. I mean, I know what that sports center means to you, and, well, if Scotty's making it difficult for you, both Lee and I are very sorry about that.
Thank you, Gail. I am concerned about the sports center. I'm also concerned about several other things today.
Really? What other thing?
Just one, for example, is the fact that Luke is gone from here, following up a very hot lead on finding Laura.
Oh, my gosh, really? Wouldn't that be wonderful if it worked out?
Oh, yes.
Could it?
It would be great, and this is a really good lead this time, but we have had others, and they ended up nowhere.
Have you told Leslie that yet?
No, I deliberately didn't. I talked to her in Washington last night, and she is finally getting someplace. Now, if I tell her about this, the first thing she'll do is drop everything there and come right back here.
Well, yes, of course, she would.
Oh, wait till I know something more definite. I will call her if it's good news. If it's not, then I won't have wasted her time, and she won't be sitting here waiting with the rest of us for nothing.
It's probably the best choice to make.
I think so.
It's a shame you have to wait for that news all by yourself.
Well, I would have liked to have gone with Luke, but my surgery schedule has been incredible the last couple of days.
And it's probably just as well you're so busy right now.
I could have gotten somebody to cover a couple of cases for me, but I think it's better for Luke.
Why? Why do you say that?
He's a loner. He always has been.
Ah, yes. I suppose he has.
Would you like some more coffee?
Yeah, sure.
I think with such a good lead this time, it is better for him if he follows it his way.
Hi.
I hope you're Mr. Spencer.
Yes, right.
Good. We've been holding the flight for you, Mr. Spencer. All the other passengers have already boarded.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Do you want me to pay cash, or can I use a credit card?
Credit card will be fine, Mr. Spencer.
There you go.
Thank you. I've got your ticket all made out, so this won't take a minute. Do you have a valid passport?
Yeah, I do. Do you need to see it, or do you use it here for anything?
No, that won't be necessary. Go. There. These two fellows will be your flight attendants on board. They've been waiting to take you out to the plane.
Oh, okay. Well, there's just one thing. I've been wondering if a friend of mine is on this flight. Do you have a list of the passengers?
There isn't much time, Mr. Spencer.
Well, I realize that. Can you make a quick check here? Her name is Laura Spencer, or she may have used the name Lucy Johnson.
Can you wait just a couple of minutes more? Mr. Spencer wants me to look through the manifest.
The aircraft's already in a takeoff pattern.
I understand, but it can only take a second or two. Come on. Will you do that for me?
All right, go ahead. Only make it quick, will you? We don't want to keep the other passengers waiting.
Right.
Well, this is a surprise. And I hardly think I need to remind you. I don't like surprises. David, I can explain.
No, I can explain. I'm the one who insisted on coming here, so if you're going to get annoyed at anyone, get annoyed at me, not Mel.
My annoyance can be assumed, Laura. And I also get the idea it doesn't particularly disturb you. Am I right?
You bet you're right. I am sick and tired of these half-truths, lies, and everyone refusing to tell me what's going on.
David, look, she was I suggest we let Laura speak for herself now. Get it all out of her system, as it were. You were saying, Laura.
I was saying that I want to know right now what you have done to Luke and my sister.
I doubt if I'll tell you that. However, I do have something to say to you, and I suggest you listen very carefully. All right?
All right, I'm listening.
Thank you. Obviously, you have no real concept either of my power or my willingness to use it. I am quite capable of severe punishment, Laura. Met out as I see fit. You are causing me great difficulties right now.
Don't try to frighten me, David, because it won't work. I want to know.
I'm delighted to tell you. Let's say Luke Spencer was a thorn in my side. That thorn has been removed.
And Jackie?
Sadly, she was also a thorn. As, I might add, are you. Two sisters, two thorns. Listen closely, little lady, and never, ever forget it. All thorns can be removed.
I'm sorry, Mr. Spencer, but there's no Laura Spencer listed.
Yeah, well, what about Lucy Johnson? She could have used that name, maybe.
I checked both names, sir. There's no Lucy Johnson aboard either.
All right, well, you said the other passengers are already aboard, right? Did you check them all in yourself?
I did.
Look, I'm sorry, but we just can't hold the flight any longer. If you'll come with us, Mr. Spencer, so you can board now.
I understand. Hold on one second. I'm looking for this woman. She's about 20, about 5'6", long blonde hair.
Well, let me think a moment. Checking in went so fast this morning, I really didn't... Wait a minute. Long blonde hair,
right.
About 20.
Yes.
Very attractive?
Very, very attractive.
I think there is a passenger fitting that description. In fact, I'm almost sure of it. You recall her?
I'm not sure.
Look, if this lady you're interested in is on the plane, you'll see her yourself in just a moment. Now, I'm sorry, but we just can't hold the flight any longer if you don't want to get left behind. So will you please come with us, Mr. Spencer?
Yeah, can I take a look at the manifest?
Mr. Spencer, we just can't wait. Now, please come with us. We'll take you out to the plane.
Have a nice flight, Mr. Spencer.
I hope so.
General Hospital will continue in a moment.